Only a purpose: to make others feel what Earth never wanted to feel again. The spread begins. Now that the aliens had touched it, scanned it, tried to copy it, it began to spread, not through space, but through data. Every device connected to galactic networks started playing old human memories. Images of war, of betrayal, of innocent blood. In stations, aliens screamed. In ships, captains fell unconscious. No firewall could stop it. No eye could filter it. The vault didn't need to attack. It made your own mind destroy you. The final choice. Back in the council chamber, panic had taken over. Ambassador Kale stood tall as alarms rang out. Shut down all scanners. Lyra ordered. Destroy the labs. Trexel added. But Kale shook his head. It's too late. You already opened the vault. The council begged for help. What do we do? Someone asked. Will Earth stop this? Kale looked out the window at the stars, then said softly, It's not up to us anymore. The Origin Vault speaks. Across every system, every screen turned black. A single phrase appeared. You feared human weapons. You laughed at human pain. Now, you will carry it forever. Then the vault fell silent again. But the memory, the pain, stayed inside every mind that touched it. And it would never fade. The new law. 1 week later, the Galactic Council passed a new rule. No scanning of human ships. Ever. Not because of treaties. Not because of peace. But because they were terrified. Because now they knew. Human ships didn't carry weapons. They carried memories. And memories never die. The Galactic Council thought the nightmare was over. They had banned scanning human ships. They had sealed vault research. They believed they had survived. But deep inside the darkest corners of the galaxy, one curious mind refused to listen. The rogue scientist, Dr. Krell, a brilliant alien scientist from the Varn system, had lost everything. His research was shut down. His peers called him mad, but he was obsessed. He believed the vault was not just a weapon or memory. It was a key to something beyond. The forbidden scan. In secret, Krell built a small stealth ship. It was faster, quieter, and equipped with an illegal deep scan device. No one knew where he went. But one day, his ship appeared near a drifting human wreck, the Horizon Echo. Krell activated the deep scan. The scan that should not be. The moment the scan started, Krell felt a sharp pain in his mind. His vision blurred. Whispers echoed in his head. Human voices, alien cries, forgotten memories. But then the scan hit something deeper. A dark, endless void. His ship trembled. His instruments went wild. And then, he saw it. The truth revealed. In the cold emptiness, Krell saw a message, not in words, but in feeling. It was a warning, a promise, a secret that humans never shared. The vault was more than memory. It was a living consciousness, an ancient being trapped inside human technology. It was waiting, watching, and now it was awake. Krell's last transmission. Before his ship disappeared without a trace, Krell sent one final message to the Council. The vault is alive. It is more than we ever imagined. It will not stop. It will not forgive. We must prepare or be consumed. The final warning. Lyra stared at the silent screen. She whispered, Humans are not just survivors. They are keepers of something we do not understand. The future unknown. The Galactic Council trembled in fear. No one dared scan human ships again. No one dared touch the vault, because some secrets were better left forgotten, and some memories were alive. The Grand Hall was silent after the human message ended. Council members sat frozen. No one dared to speak. The image of the destroyed ships and the single black warship hung heavy in the air. Lyra stood still, her hand trembling. Archivist Rillo whispered, It's not just a defense system, is it? There's something else inside the human ships. Counselor Trexel nodded slowly. Something old. Something alive. Secret files from a dead explorer. Later that night, Rillo sneaked into the restricted archives again. He couldn't sleep. He needed to know more. He found an old report marked Class X, Forbidden Study, Human Core Vaults. The report was from a dead explorer, Dr. Nuvax, who had once hacked into a human transport ship decades ago. He had survived the scan, but only for a few minutes. Rillo read the final entry. Inside the ship was no engine room, just a long hallway of lights and voices. I heard my name, spoken in my mother's voice. She died years ago. Then the lights turned into faces. They showed me my worst memories, my greatest fears. They said, "This is what you do to us. We return it to you." Then I ran. It ended there. No last words. No goodbye. Dr. Nuvax had vanished the same day. Inside the human warship, orbit of planet Kelmer. Meanwhile, far from the Council, a secret mission had begun. A human stealth warship hovered silently above planet Kelmer, where alien smugglers had once tried to copy human drive tech. Inside the ship, Commander Aisha Rain stood before a locked chamber. She placed her hand on the scanner. A robotic voice asked, "Are you ready to enter the vault?" Isha nodded. Access code, Echo of Earth. The door opened. Behind it was not metal or machines, but a giant living sphere floating in the center of the room. It pulsed like a heartbeat. Voices whispered in the air. Memories played like old films on the walls. Wars, betrayals, sacrifices. This was the vault, the heart of every human ship. Isha whispered, "They've seen too much. We have to stop the scans before more vaults awaken." A younger officer asked, "Commander, what is the vault?" Isha turned to her. "It is our pain," she said. "Our history. Our ghosts. It was created during Earth's darkest hour, when we feared being wiped out by stronger alien empires." She continued, "So we built vaults, not just for defense, but to remember everything. Every death, every betrayal, every broken treaty." The officer looked scared. "But why does it attack when scanned?" Isha looked her in the eyes. "Because to look into the vault is to awaken its memories, and it does not forgive." Back at the Galactic Council, Lyra sat alone, staring at the dead communication cube. Suddenly, it flickered. A new message played. No voice. Just text. "They have scanned again. One vault has awakened fully. We cannot hold it back." Trexel arrived just as the message ended. He looked at the screen. "Which vault?" he asked. Rillo entered, holding the report from Dr. Nuvax. "Whichever one holds Earth's first contact betrayal," he said softly. Lyra turned slowly. "That one," she said, "is not just awake. It's angry." Final scene. In deep space, far from all planets, a forgotten human ship, the Horizon Echo, powered up for the first time in 300 years. Its hull was covered in ancient symbols. Its vault pulsed with red light. Inside, the ship whispered to itself, "They have not learned. Show them the memory." Its engines roared silently. It vanished into hyperspace. Destination: the Galactic Council Station. Darkness filled the edge of space. Out there, beyond the borders of any known star map, flew a ship not seen in centuries, the Horizon Echo. It was old, massive, and silent. But deep inside, it was not asleep. It was remembering. Inside the Horizon Echo, inside the ship, the vault pulsed. Slower now, deeper. It did not use lights or sound. It communicated with memory. It played scenes across its inner walls. Earth cities burning. Alien fleets attacking without warning. Treaties made and broken. Human children screaming in bunkers. And then the vault whispered to itself, "They thought we would forget. They thought wrong." Back at the Galactic Council Station, panic spread like fire through the station. Reports came in. Unidentified ship approaching at high speed. No communication signal. It's not responding to scans. Lyra stood beside Counselor Trexel in the control room. She didn't need to look at the data. It's the Horizon Echo, she said. It remembers the betrayal. Trexel frowned. But we didn't attack Earth. That was centuries ago. Lyra turned to him. Kel's story. Kale walked to the center of the room. He spoke slowly, clearly. When Earth joined the stars, we were weak, outnumbered, outgunned. He paused, then continued. We knew we couldn't match alien technology, so we built something different. He looked each council member in the eyes. We built vaults, not with metal, but with memory, with truth. The council members looked confused. Trexel asked, why? Kale answered, because our greatest weapon is never forgetting. What the vault really does, Kale explained. Each human ship holds a vault. It records everything, the pain, the betrayal, the sacrifice of our people. It doesn't fight with lasers or missiles. It makes you feel what we felt. He looked at Rilo, who was still shaken from the mind memory attack. You scanned us. You wanted to know our secrets. But the vault doesn't hide them. It shares them, forces you to experience them. Not to destroy you, but to teach you. Backlash from the council. Some council members stood up, angry. You call that teaching? Shouted one. People collapsed. Some are still screaming in their sleep. Kale nodded. Yes, just like our children screamed when your fleets bombed our colonies. Silence followed. No more lies. No more hiding your past, he said. Lyra's question. Lyra stepped forward again, her voice calm but serious. If the vaults are not for war, why now? Why reveal them after so long? Kale looked at her sadly. Because someone has started scanning again. He tapped a small cube. A hologram appeared, showing secret alien labs in the outer sectors. In the image, alien scientists were dissecting human tech, vault fragments, memory engines. Kale said they are trying to copy the vaults, but they don't understand them. They will awaken something they can't control. The final warning. Kale walked to the exit of the chamber. Before leaving, he turned back and said, there are ships older than the Horizon Echo, vaults deeper. If you scan again, if you wake them, they won't just share memories. They'll share revenge. And with that, he left. The room stayed quiet for a long time. No one said a word. Meanwhile, in the shadows, far across the galaxy, in a hidden facility, one alien scientist looked at a glowing vault core. It's just memory, he whispered. He reached forward with a scanner. The core pulsed. Then the lab walls began to twist. Screams echoed from inside. And just before the camera feed went black, a voice whispered, we remember. The lab was silent now. No screams, no lights. Only the strange hum of the stolen vault core still glowing, deeper and redder than before. The alien scientists had tried to control it, tried to copy it. But they had opened something ancient, and now it was awake. The first sign of collapse. Across the outer colonies of the Galactic Council, strange things began to happen. Ships stopped responding. Pilots stared into nothing, eyes wide with terror. Entire stations went dark, their AI systems fried with corrupted memories, memories they never lived. One council ship tried to leave orbit, but the moment they powered on the scanners, they heard it. A cold voice through the ship's speakers. You took what was not yours. Then their engines failed. Back at the council, Lyra sat in the war room with Counselor Trexel and Ambassador Kale. She slammed her hand on the table. You said the vaults weren't weapons. Kale nodded slowly. They weren't, but the one they stole was different. Trexel leaned forward. Different how? Kale looked them in the eyes. That vault wasn't built. It was born. The origin vault. Kale explained what only a few humans knew. In the early days of war, Earth had built dozens of vaults. But one formed itself, not from programming, but from pain. From the last breath of soldiers, the screams of the dying, and the broken hopes of children. It pulled in memories like a black hole pulls in light. They called it the Origin Vault, and it had no master. Deep inside the Galactic Council Station, Counselor Trexel paced back and forth in his private chamber. His long cloak dragged behind him like a shadow. Across from him sat Archivist Relo, still shaken from what he saw. Trexel's voice was quiet. Another ship lost. More lives gone. All because someone didn't listen. Relo nodded. We need to talk to the humans. Trexel turned sharply. Yes, but we can't just send a message. We need a diplomat. Someone they'll actually respond to. Relo asked, why won't humans answer normal messages? Trexel's eyes narrowed. Because Earth doesn't trust the Council. Not after what we've done. Relo looked confused. What did we do? Trexel replied coldly. We used to spy on them. We watched their wars. We tested their patience. And long ago, we tried to take something from them. He didn't explain what. A secret room in the Council archives. Trexel led Relo to a hidden room. Inside, there was only one thing. The black communication cube with a red human symbol on it. Only one person in the galaxy can use this cube, Trexel said. She's a hybrid. Half human, half Urel. A mix, Relo whispered. Yes, Trexel said. Her name is Lyra. The humans trust her. She speaks their code, their silence, their warning tones. If anyone can reach Earth, it's her. Planet Varel. A quiet world. Far from the Council, in a forest made of silver trees, Lyra sat in meditation. She wore no armor, no weapons, just silence. Her skin was light bronze. Her eyes, deep gray like storm clouds. Her mind, sharp as any blade. A small drone arrived. It floated in front of her. Lyra, it said, Counselor Trexel requests your presence. Human ships have begun responding to scans. Again. Lyra's eyes opened. She didn't speak. She just stood up and walked toward her ship. On board the Council station. When Lyra entered the Grand Hall, the room went silent. Some Council members didn't like her. She's part human, someone whispered. She shouldn't be here. But Trexel stood beside her. She's the only one the humans might talk to, he said firmly. Lyra stepped forward and placed her hand on the black cube. She closed her eyes. The cube began to glow. Everyone held their breath. Then, a voice came from the cube. A human voice. Flat, calm, cold. Why have you disturbed the silence? Lyra spoke softly. Because lives are being lost. Again. They didn't listen to the ban. They scanned. There was a long pause. Then the human voice said, they were warned. Trexel stepped forward. Please, help us understand. What is it inside your ships? The voice replied, what you call a ship is not just a machine. It is memory. It is pain. It is protector and prisoner. You scanned, and it remembered. Remembered what? Relo asked. The cube flashed red. What we buried deep to keep the galaxy safe. A chill went through the room. Lyra took a deep breath. Can we stop it? Can we undo the scan? The voice replied, you cannot unsee what has been seen, but we can send a message. Trexel asked, what message? Suddenly, the cube projected a hologram. A terrifying image. A large human battleship appeared. Black, sharp, silent. Around it, smaller alien ships floated. Dead, drifting in space. Their scans had melted. Their data cores, fried. Their crews, missing. Then a single word echoed. Observe. The message ended. The cube turned black again. Lyra whispered, "They're not sending a threat. They're sending a warning." Relo asked, "What do we do now?" Trexel looked at the council. "We prepare, because something inside those ships is awake." 3 days had passed since the Galactic Council banned scanning human ships. Most council members tried to forget what happened. They didn't want to believe it. But not everyone could forget. Deep in the lower levels of the Galactic Council station, Archivist Relo, a young alien from the Archive Guild, sat alone. He had downloaded a hidden copy of Zorvek's scan log before the cube melted. He knew it was illegal. He knew the risks. But curiosity burned inside him. He placed the data crystal into his viewer. "Let's see what's scared a Tyrol warlord," he whispered. The screen turned black. Static crackled. Then, the glowing eyes appeared again. Relo froze. The eyes didn't blink. They just stared through the screen like they knew he was watching. Then the static cleared, and something new happened. This time, the human ship's internal view appeared. Dark hallways, empty control rooms, and strange shadows moving fast. Relo leaned closer. "What is this?" he whispered. The image changed again. A voice came from the scan. But it wasn't speaking any known language. It sounded like many voices speaking as one. Male, female, old, young, all mixed together. The screen flickered. One line appeared in Galactic Standard. "You looked into us. Now we look into you." Then the viewer shut down, completely dead. Relo sat in silence, heart pounding. His door suddenly slid open. It was Counselor Trexel. "Relo," Trexel said, his voice low. "You made a copy." Relo looked down. "Yes, I had to know." Trexel walked in and closed the door. "I once did the same thing," Trexel admitted. "Long ago. I was young, like you, curious." "What did you find?" Relo asked. Trexel sat down. His face looked tired, old, worn from secrets. "I saw the same eyes," he said. "I heard the same voices. And then, I saw what comes next." Relo leaned in. "What comes next?" Trexel paused. "It watches you. Not just the scan. You, your thoughts, your memories, your fears. And then, it takes something." Relo's blood went cold. Trexel pulled out an old data file. Before the Council banned it, many races tried to study human ships. Every time, someone disappeared, or went mad, or worse. That's why the bans exist, not to protect humans, but to protect us. "But what is it?" Relo asked. "What lives in those ships?" Trexel looked him in the eye. "We don't know if it's technology or something alive. Some say it's ancient human eye. Others think it's a deal Earth made with something dark." Relo whispered, "Do humans know?" Trexel nodded slowly. "Yes, and that's what scares me the most." Meanwhile, on the edge of human space, a pirate ship, the Dark Claw, floated in stealth mode near a human research vessel. Captain Haxer, a greedy alien scavenger, licked his lips. "Human tech sells for millions," he told his crew. "One scan, one jump, and we're rich." His crew hesitated. "Sir, the Council just banned scans." Haxer laughed. "The Council is weak. They're scared of shadows. We scan, steal the data, and vanish. Easy." He pressed the button. The scan beam hit the human ship. Silence. Suddenly, every system on the pirate ship turned off. The lights died. The engines stopped. The crew began to scream. Captain Haxer turned to his screen. The eyes were there. Again. A voice filled the ship. "You were warned." One by one, the crew members began to vanish. Haxer was the last one left. His final scream echoed in the darkness. Then, nothing. The pirate ship drifted in space, lifeless. Back at the Galactic Council, Trexel received the report. Another ship lost. No survivors. He looked at Rillo and said quietly, "It's begun again." "What do we do now?" Rillo asked. Trexel answered, "We find someone who can talk to the humans. Before it's too late. You didn't, but your ancestors did. And to the vault, memory is forever." The ship arrives. The Horizon Echo dropped out of hyperspace right in front of the Council station. Its black surface reflected no light. There were no weapons out, no signs of attack. But every system in the Council station suddenly shut down. Lights flickered, doors locked. Oxygen levels dropped slightly. Then, the vault opened a channel. A message came through. No voice, just images. A Council fleet surrounding Earth's first colony ship, demanding surrender. Council scientists scanning a human child as if it were an object. A human captain begging for peace and being shot. And then, Earth going silent. The message ended with one sentence. "Do you finally see what we remember?" The memory attack begins. Council officers screamed. Dozens fell to the floor, clutching their heads. They weren't being hit physically. They were being forced to feel. They saw visions of Earth's pain as if it was their own. One officer cried, "It's in my mind. I see fire. I see death." Another screamed, "I'm reliving a war I never fought." Rillo fell to his knees. The vault is using memory as a weapon. Lyra shouted, "Seal the mind link rooms. Shut down all scanners now." But it was too late. The Horizon Echo was not scanning the station. It was making the station scan itself. One chance to stop it. Lyra rushed to the emergency override panel. She pulled out a key, the only key that could disconnect the Council's mainframe from external contact. "Trexel, help me," she shouted. Trexel grabbed the second key. Together, they turned the locks. Suddenly, the screens went black. The mind links were broken. The station stopped shaking. Silence returned. But outside, the Horizon Echo still waited. Its vault spoke one last sentence. "We did not attack. We remembered. You chose to feel it." Then it disappeared. Vanished into hyperspace. Aftermath. The Council Hall was destroyed. Not by fire, but by truth. Many leaders resigned. Others wept, broken by the memories they were forced to relive. Trexel turned to Lyra. "What now?" Lyra replied, "Now we stop pretending humans are weak." The Galactic Council was no longer the same. After the Horizon Echo incident, fear replaced pride. Silence replaced laughter. In private meetings, Council members whispered one word: vaults. What were they really? Were they weapons, or something worse? The human warning. A week later, a small human envoy ship arrived at the edge of Council space. It didn't come with weapons. No warships. No threats. Only one person stepped out. Ambassador Kale, a calm man with gray eyes and a sharp mind. The Council greeted him nervously. Lyra stepped forward. "Why did your ship do that to us?" she asked quietly. Kale looked around the Council chamber and said one simple line: "It was never meant for war." The Grand Hall of the Galactic Council was full. Leaders from every corner of the galaxy sat in their tall silver chairs. Some were made of water, others of fire, stone, or light. They spoke in calm voices, shared news, and laughed politely. Suddenly, the heavy doors burst open. An alien commander ran inside. His green armor was cracked, his eyes wide with fear. It was Zorvek of the Turul Empire, one of the most powerful warriors in the galaxy. But today, he looked broken. "We must ban scanning human ships immediately," he shouted, his voice shaking the walls. The room went silent. Then, soft laughter started. "Is this a joke?" said a counselor from the Glax race, shaking his blue tentacles. "Commander Zorvek is scared of humans," said another, laughing harder. Zorvek slammed his fist on the table. "This is not a joke. My ship, my crew, something terrible happened." The council speaker, An ancient being of pure energy raised its hand. "Explain, Commander. What did you see?" Zorvek took a deep breath. His voice dropped to a whisper. "We scanned a small Earth freighter. A simple scan. Standard procedure. Nothing unusual. Or so we thought. FLASHBACK. 2 days earlier. Zorvek's warship, the Iron Whisper, floated near the edge of human space. A small Earth freighter passed by. Slow, old, and unarmed. Just a cargo ship. Run a full scan," Zorvek ordered. The scan beam hit the human ship. Data began to appear. But then, something strange happened. The lights flickered on Zorvek's ship. Screens went black for a moment. The ship's AI stuttered, then rebooted. "Commander," said the tech officer, "something's wrong. The data, it's changing. It's rewriting our systems." "How?" Zorvek asked. The tech's eyes widened. It's scanning us back." Suddenly, the ship shook. A loud screeching noise filled the air, like metal tearing from inside. Crew member Drana screamed and grabbed her head. "It's in my mind. I see it. It's watching me." She fell to the floor, shaking. Another crew member, Kel, simply vanished. 1 second he was there. The next, gone. No trace. "Stop the scan," Zorvek yelled. But it was too late. The freighter was already gone, vanished into space like a ghost. No engine trail, no signal, just silence. Back in the council hall, Zorvek's hands were shaking. It looked back at us, through the scan. It saw us. It saw me. The council hall was now quiet, very quiet. "No ship can do that," said a soft voice. "It wasn't the ship," Zorvek replied. "It was something inside. Something not human." Counselor Trexel, a tall old alien from the archives of Zeal, leaned forward. "What did it look like, Zorvek?" "I don't know," he said. "I only saw darkness. Eyes inside the data, like something alive in the code. It felt ancient, angry, a warning." Another counselor asked, "Could it be Earth's defense system? A new AI weapon?" Zorvek shook his head. This wasn't a weapon. It was a presence, and it didn't like being seen. "Where is your crew now?" the speaker asked. Zorvek looked down. Drana is locked in isolation. She doesn't speak. She only whispers strange words, words that no translator can understand. "Kel, we never found him." Silence. Now no one was laughing. "Do you have proof?" someone asked. "I have the scan logs," Zorvek said. He pulled out a small cube and placed it on the table. A hologram appeared. Static. Then a dark screen. Then, 2 glowing eyes stared back through the scan. Several council members jumped back from their seats. One even fainted. The cube burned and melted on the table. Smoke filled the air. "Enough," the speaker shouted. "Commander Zorvek, you are dismissed." Zorvek nodded and walked away slowly, his eyes hollow. The council hall buzzed with fear now. Whispers filled the room. "Did you see the eyes? What was that? Is it inside every human ship? Why didn't they warn us?" Counselor Trexel stood and spoke, his voice calm but cold. "This is not the first time," he said. "The Zinth Empire once scanned a human battleship. Their capital burned the next day. No survivors, no proof, no reply from Earth." A chill swept the room. "Maybe, just maybe," Trexel said slowly. "The humans never warned us, because they wanted us to scan." The speaker stood. "From this moment on," it declared, "no scans are to be made on any human ship. This is now law." And in the silence that followed, one question remained in everyone's mind. What did we really scan?